Defoe, and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way.
Cough, cold, sore throat, getting you down? Get Fitzroy Mentholated Cough and Cold Syrup for the symptomatic relief of cough, colds, catarrh, and sore throats. Fitzroy Cough and Cold instantly release and can be taken every 2 hours. It is pleasant tasting and competitively priced. Fitzroy Cough and Cold is manufactured in England. Fitzroy Cough and Cold, the relief you're looking for.
Distributed by Jolly's Pharmacy Limited.
Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor, and not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Langdo with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way.
Introducing Jolly's Pharmacy, brand new website, www.jollys.dm. It's your time to jump the line. Shop now at jollys.dm and have your items delivered in the comfort of your office. No more standing in line. No need to use your lunch hour to shop. Hassle-free shopping, safe and secure. Jollys.dm features rush delivery, 1 hour. In-store pickup, regular delivery, 5 p.m. Cut-off time, 4 p.m. It's your time to jump the line. Visit us at www.jollys.dm. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor, and not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Langdo with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
A pleasant good morning to you. Good morning. It is Wednesday, the 26th of February, 2025, and it is Health Vibes time. We are so happy to have you on this morning. As usual, on a Wednesday morning, just about 10:15, we connect with you for just about 90 minutes, and we bring to you all the latest information as it relates to your general health and wellness. I'm your host, Carlton Lando, and this morning my co-host unfortunately can't be with us this morning due to a very important meeting that she has at her office. But nevertheless, we are in for a carnival edition of Health Vibes. We know that this weekend, climaxes onto Tuesday. Our carnival season comes to an end on Tuesday. We know that Monday and Tuesday are national holidays here in Dominica. It is the street carnival, jump up and parade. And of course, we do have the Grand Calypso Finals Saturday evening, or Saturday night rather. I think it's about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock the show begins. And we have Miss Dominica that is happening on Thursday night. This coming Thursday night is Miss Dominica. So there are many activities that are scheduled, and there are quite a number of fetes too. So if you are here in Dominica and you're wondering what and where to go, there are so many options to choose. All it takes is energy and money. That's all it takes, energy and money. And so if you have the money, why not spend it? And if you have the energy, why don't you exercise it? And so this morning, um, I want to say happy carnival to all the people who celebrate carnival, who really enjoy carnival. I want to say good morning to you. And if you're not a carnival person, maybe you're on a more somber side, quieter side, where you take the 2 days to really sleep and unwind, or to clean your home, or to go to a camp, a session. Again, good morning to you. And I'm sure you are going to have a lot of fun too, as well as you celebrate in whatever way that you choose to celebrate. As I said this morning, we are going to focus on carnival, more specifically in terms of one, road safety, two, food safety, three, property safety, and of course, your general health and wellness. We want you to remember that, because at the end of the day, I do not want to hear that you are hospitalized because you were negligent and because you sort of just let go yourself, forgetting that you have that particular health condition that is contraindicated to either excess salt, excess sugar, excess alcohol. And we know it's that time of year where we overindulge and we find ourselves sometimes not in the areas that we intended to have been. And so, to prevent all of that this morning, we are going to really take it by stages and let you know what you need to know about the carnival season. Let me just remind you as well that our national wellness 5K run is on this year. And I just want to remind you that it is always the last Saturday of each April. So every April of each year, the last Saturday, it is the National Wellness 5K run. And this year, again, we are running from the Massac Kinfield Government School. That's in Massac, right around by the river. And we are taking that course to the south of the island. So we're moving southbound, and we will be climaxing at the Lindo Park in Goodwill. So that will basically be just about a 5 point something kilometers of run. And we are doing this for the champions, the survivors of cancer. And of course, we are doing this as well to memorialize all those who fought the good fight of cancer and succumbed to it. And so this April the 26th, just a little after Easter, we are all getting our sneakers, our shirts, our sweatpants, whatever it is, our sunglasses, because we know around that time the sun is at its peak. This year we are starting the run at 4 o'clock rather than 3:30, because every year people say, "Oh my God, when we get under that cliff, Mont Daniel cliff, it is like an oven, and you don't get shade until you get around by Marboyd, and after you pass Marboyd, you get into sun again, and then you have to go up Federation Drive in some sun as well." And so we have listened, and so we are starting the run at 4 o'clock on the 26th of April. This year, we are running for all types of cancers. All types of cancers we are running for. So we're not running for a specific cancer, all types. So you may have a family member that succumbed to prostate cancer, bladder cancer, liver cancer, kidney cancer, lung cancer, thyroid cancer, whatever type of cancer the individual may have, or a family member may have, a friend may have, or may have succumbed to. We are running in memory and support of these people. And all you have to do If you're coming on the run, we just want you to make a contribution, a minimum of at least $25 to the cause. We know that the cost of radiation is skyrocketing. The cost of chemotherapy is very, very high. The travel and, just name it. They tell you have to be in it. They tell you if it's one disease that can really get you broke in a split second, is cancer. Particularly if you're really fighting a stage 3 or even a stage 4. It's very, very costly. So you really want people to, dig in your pocket and make a contribution. Over the years, we've been very, very, very satisfied from the corporate community supporting our National 5K run. We're very satisfied with the many people who would come on the run. Sometimes they didn't get a chance to register, but they will come and they will dig in their pocket and they say, Mr. Lando, look, this is my contribution. And sometimes they will bring and say, this is my contribution from my mother or my aunt or my uncle, who can't be there because of age, but they have sent the money. And we really, truly appreciate that. And so this year, it's our first time in the 5 years that we've been doing this run. It's our first time running for cancer. And so we really want you to come on out, wear different color. I think that each cancer has a different color. So you can have a rainbow of colors on that run. And we encouraging you as well, if you choose to walk with a keepsake of the loved one that may have succumbed, if you want to, like I will be making my own shirt and I will be putting the names of all of the family members that I have lost from cancer. And so you can do that. The family members, your close friends that you want to, remember them in such a way, you can actually do that. The shirts are generally cheap, so you can get a shirt and you can be creative and you can do so. So we want you to come on and do that run. If you're listening to me as well and you reside outside of Dominica, again, last year people donated. Even Dominicans who live outside of Dominica donated. They reached out to me and they made the presentations as well. And so if you want to make a contribution in memory of a loved one that you may have lost, again, you are welcome to do so as the time gets much closer. Let me say good morning to our Facebook friends. I see Julie Polidor is on, Hazel and Anthony is on, Natalie Simon is on. These are people who always listen to Health Vibes. And they've said in many, many, many ways that this show has certainly encouraged them to make better wellness, health modifications in their lives. And so we are always happy that you are on. What we're going to do now, we're going to take a short break and we're going to be back with you on Health Vibes. It's a special edition of Health Vibes coming from your folks at Jolly's Pharmacy, your number one pharmacy on island and the brand that you trust the most. Stay tuned.
95 from 10 a.m. Say health cannot have vibes. Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor, and not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way.
Woke up this morning feeling real stink. I had temptations to call in sick, but I end up in Jolly's Pharmacy. And down King Street, Jolly's fix up my immune system. Got me feeling fit and strong, now I'm ready to work and pick on any mission. If you see me again, Jolly's Pharmacy is number one, Jolly's Pharmacy. We cater for everyone, Jolly's Pharmacy. Boost up your immune system, Jolly's Pharmacy. Yo, Dominica, it's your boy Father Box. Whenever I'm in town and I'm feeling down, I head to Jolly's Pharmacy. They boost me up real quick. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Cough, cold, sore throat, getting you down? Get Fitzroy Mentholated Cough and Cold Syrup for the symptomatic relief of cough, colds, catarrh, and sore throats. Fitzroy Cough and Cold instantly release and can be taken every 2 hours. It is pleasant tasting and competitively priced. Fitzroy Cough and Cold is manufactured in England. Fitzroy Cough and Cold, the relief you're looking for.
Distributed by Jolly's Pharmacy Limited.
So we're back with you this morning on Health Vibes, and as I said, it is Carnival Week, the climax of Carnival here, which ends next week Tuesday. Next week Tuesday, just about 10 p.m. All bands will be off, all music will be off, and many of us will be walking home, driving home, coming from the real Mass Dominic 2025. This morning, I just want to give you some tips as to what you need to do during the holiday season. You would have heard a lot about the gastroenteritis that's going around and the vomiting, the diarrhea. And we know that a lot of people do have the common cold as well. And so if you are battling these two medical conditions, as acute as they may seem, they can be quite contagious. And you really want to be your brother's keeper, and it might be a good time to really maybe take it low whilst you battle and you recover from these two very contagious conditions. And so some of you, if you do choose to go out still, let me admonish you to wear your mask. Ensure that you have your hand sanitizers, at least a 70 to 90% alcohol-based hand sanitizer. If you can't access water, that will suffice. It'll be good to work with some wipes as well to help you navigate through the symptoms of the common cold if you choose to be outdoor at this point in time. We know around this time as well, the fleet of rentals, automobiles or vehicle rentals is quite out there, and many visitors are reorienting themselves to our road network. Some of them as well have never driven as such in Dominica. So those of us who live here, let us be each other's keeper, and let us not drive only for ourselves and be selfish, but let us remember that there are people who may not be so familiar with the road network and is orienting as they go along with the road network. So let's be patient with them. When we are overtaking, let us use our horns whilst and before we overtake, so at least it alerts the driver that somebody wants to overtake, rather than just dashing sideways. And sometimes you might be assuming that the person is looking at the rearview mirror and may not be looking at that time, and that in itself can cause an accident. So at least use your horn and alert the individual that you're going to overtake. I see that many times, especially the very big trucks. The big trucks, the trailer trucks, they will be driving and they will never horn to alert the drivers of these trucks. Many of them, they don't horn to let people know, well, okay, around the bend of a corner, there seemed to be a very large transport vehicle that's coming. So let me be cautious. Maybe I should just hold back and see, let that vehicle pass through. But a lot of times they don't horn. And so if you are driving a big truck during the season, you're driving a big truck, you're driving a container truck, you're driving a whatever it is, at least use your horn. Use your horn. Let people know that you're approaching. And even if you're not driving a big truck, use your horn as frequently as possible where it is warranted. Road safety is important. We had a casualty last evening where someone succumbed to a terrible accident early last evening, and we really want to avoid these premature deaths, particularly when they are caused due to negligence. And so, for those who are using the scooters, remember, yes, you want to get to that destination. Yes, you want to maybe show your stunts. Yes, you want to show maybe your alpha nature that you can do all these crazy things with these bikes. But one single error can cost your life. You see that head of us there? You see that skull? It's cracked. You could have massive bleeding and you could lose your life. So, as much as you think you're bionic man and you can do all types of things to impress people, you can actually find yourself at an early grave. And so I want to take that opportunity to admonish you. So and too many scooter drivers are dying, and they're dying prematurely. And they're dying because they take risk. And you want to be very conscientious, and you want to be prudent, you want to be smart as to the risk that you're taking on our roads. We know that our roads are narrow. We know that we have a lot of valleys, or what we call precipice, and sometimes one little error and we can be in one of those. And so I really want to admonish you. Again, ensure that your vehicles are locked. Ensure that your vehicles are locked. So your lights are off. So you head into that Calypso finals and you really want to see the first Calypsonian. You're a big fan of that Calypsonian number one. Don't forget your lights, because you will come back to a dead vehicle. So remember to put off your lights. Remember to don't have things that seem to be attractive. You don't want to have them exposed on the vehicle. Yes, Dominica is generally peaceful, but we do have some people who are not, the best when it comes to character, and they can bust your windows. They can find a way to retrieve that bag that they see on the seat, and they might be thinking that this bag has money or some valuable. So you want to ensure that you keep everything safe, and you make sure you lock your vehicles, you put off the lights. Most of our vehicles may have an alarm. The alarm may come on, to load, at least to get that person to evade from that vehicle. So you want to remember those things. Make sure that your tires are good. So it's a good time to maybe go to my friend by in Focole there, and get your tires examined. Or go to one of those tire shops, and I've done that many times. And just look at the integrity of your tires and ask them to, examine it for you and see if any tires need to be changed. If the air concentration is good as well, because if your tires are missing air, that could cause the vehicle to be on equilibrium. It could cause it to not be balanced, and if you're driving, at certain miles per hour, it can cause an accident. So you can take some time, maybe stop at the tire shop and look at your tires. Let them examine your tires and make sure that is working well. Your wipers, you want to make sure that your wipers are not broken and that they're working well as well. Your air condition, if you have one, we know that it's been raining these past couple of weeks, and so you want to make sure your tires. Ensure that your license and insurance are up to date. They have always said that the day you take a chance, that is the day that a chance takes you. And so you want to make sure that your license and insurance are up to date, because guess what? You don't have a vehicle license, your road license are not being paid, your insurance is not up to date, and you get into an accident. Whether the person may have jammed you or collided with you and you think that they are wrong, you're wrong. Your right becomes wrong because you have no reason to be on the road. And so ensure that your license and insurance are up to date. Walk with an ID when you're going out. It is important to walk with a photo ID, a current ID of yourself. try to minimize the amount of cash that you walk with. I know that the ATMs will have, I would expect them to have a lot of money in there. So use your cards, work with the amount of cash that you know you're going to need for that fet or that activity, that you don't want to be laden with cash that, you get robbed or something happens and you lose all that cash. So you work with the amount of cash that you may need for that activity as well. Or ATM machines, they all have cameras. So if I would assume that they're safe, but you still want to choose an ATM that is feasible to many people or most people. So at least you feel safe, withdrawing money from that ATM. So in terms of road safety, remember the road network. Remember the roads might be wet, and if they are wet, then the surface area is smoother, and so that is important. Why you need to know the integrity of your tires as well. So you want to be careful. Again, ensure that you have adequate rest. Too many people get into accidents because they overly fat and they're not having adequate sleep and rest. Their brain gets tired and their eyes cannot stay open and they end up in accidents. So ensure that you have adequate rest. You cannot kill fat. You need to know when there comes a time when you need to really take a good long sleep. So ensure that you have good sleep. Ensure that you are hydrated, not with alcohol. Alcohol actually dehydrates you. So you want to be hydrated, preferably with water. Coconut water is also good because it's a good electrolyte. Cane juice is an electrolyte as well. So those might be available. You can have them as well. You can also flavor your water with some vitamin C sachets. You can pour the powder in there. Some of them are laden with other key nutrients and vitamins that is going to help to resuscitate your energy levels and to as well hydrate you. So hydration is very, very important. If you're dehydrated, you are more likely to feel very dizzy, very lightheaded. You might get very nauseous. You might feel very weak. You might feel like you're getting a diarrhea. All of these can be associated with dehydration. Your oxygen level might be compromised, and as well too, your pulse might also be very low. So these are some of the common signs that you may experience with dehydration. And so you want to pay attention to that. If you are dehydrated, you feel that you need water, do not compensate water with alcohol, because alcohol dehydrates you. It makes you lose water. So avoid alcohol if you believe you are dehydrated. Okay? So I'm giving you all the tips, and these are things that you do know about, you've heard about, and so I'm just again revisiting some of these tips to let you know why it is important for you to remain safe. Your health and your wellness is extremely important at this time if you want to have that level of endurance or resilience to celebrate the carnival. I see that we have a caller. Let us take this caller at this time. A pleasant good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, Carlton.
Good morning to you, my friend. And how are you doing today?
I'm okay, thank you.
Awesome.
I can see you alone today.
Yes, I am.
But that's a good lecture you are giving this morning.
Thank you so much.
People must take note, people who drive, people who drink and everything. That's a very good lecture.
Thank you, my caller.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And enjoy Carnival.
Carnival. The only thing I love is Calypso show, final,
Okay.
and that's all.
All right, so you'll be attending that show if God spares?
Yes, I will.
Awesome. Maybe we'll see you in the park. Enjoy.
Yes.
Yes. Take care, my friend.
Yes, you
All
too.
right. Yes. Have another caller? Okay. All right. Again, the numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. And of course, you can connect with us if you reside outside of Dominica and want to make a contribution. That number is 305-432-9624. That number again is 305-432-9624. These are the numbers where you can connect with me this morning on Health Vibes. I'm seeing my friend Mervin is saying great traffic tips and carnival tips also. And again, I'm seeing Martina Roye. I'm always listening to Health Vibes. Just don't comment sometimes. And she's in New York. And so good morning to you, my friend Alistair Irish. Always listens as well. And he's saying good morning to his favorite person. And again, thank you so much for always listening. So again, what we're going to do, we are going to take a short break and we'll talk a little about food safety this morning.
Introducing Jolly's Pharmacy, brand new website, www.jollies.gm. It's your time to jump the line. Shop now at jollies.gm and have your items delivered in the comfort of your office. No more standing in line. No need to use your lunch hour to shop. Hassle-free shopping, safe and secure. Jollies.gm features rush delivery, 1 hour. In-store pickup, regular delivery, 5 p.m. Cut-off time, 4 p.m. It's your time to jump the line. Visit us at www.jollies.gm. Jollies Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes, every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor. And not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan-Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Cough, cold, sore throat, getting you down? Get Fitzroy Mentholated Cough and Cold Syrup for the symptomatic relief of cough, colds, catarrh, and sore throats. Fitzroy Cough and Cold instantly release and can be taken every 2 hours. It is pleasant tasting and competitively priced. Fitzroy Cough and Cold is manufactured in England. Fitzroy Cough and Cold, the relief you're looking for.
Distributed by Jolly's Pharmacy Limited.
Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes, every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor. And not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan-Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way.
This morning feeling resting. I had been patience to call in sick, but I end up in Jolly's Pharmacy. And down in your street, Jolly's fix up my immune system. Got me feeling fit and strong, now I'm ready to work and take on any mission. If you see me again, Jolly's Pharmacy is number one, Jolly's working. We cater for everyone, Jolly's working. Boost up your immune system, Jolly's working. Yo, Dominic, it's your boy Father Box. Whenever I'm in town and I'm feeling down, I head to Jolly's Pharmacy. They boost me up real quick. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
All right. Let me say again, good morning to Mrs. Ivania Joseph. This lady just fell in love with me. The first time she met me, she just fell in love with me. Good morning, Mrs. Ivania Joseph, who always looks at the show and listens attentively. She's one who really takes notes. So it would seem that some way, somehow, I'm a good teacher. And so she takes her notes all of the time. But again, we're talking about carnival safety, and we've spoken about road safety. We are now going to focus on one of my very, very nice areas of discussion: food safety. Now, I've said this before. I am one who like to walk. Like when I'm going to Carnival Juve morning, I usually make a sandwich from home, um, um, package it nicely, and I walk with my sandwich. I walk with my cup of tea, whether it's usually herbal tea in my flask. And so I have no need to buy anything in Roseau Juve morning at all. No. And it's something that I have practiced for many, many years. Because, again, we know that there are many people selling foods and we want, again, them to make money. So we want people to adhere. What is important is to adhere to the protocol and standards as it relates to the management of food preparation and food distribution. How do you distribute and prepare the foods that you are planning to sell? Do you prepare foods like knowing that you are blind and somebody's preparing a meal for you that you've not seen? And I think that is the type of analogy we have to use when we are preparing meals to be sold to the public. Think of it as if you are blind and somebody is preparing a meal to serve you. And so you expect that meal to taste good, but more importantly, that meal to be healthy, properly prepared. That at the end of the day, you are not embarrassed in Roseau because we know the challenges of portable washrooms. That you're not embarrassed because you have a bad diarrhea that has come on you acutely and you have nowhere to run, right? You have to be running in, somewhere, or having to go and knock on somebody's door and pay them $10 to use your washroom. You don't want to be in a situation like that. So we want the food handlers. You have gone to the meetings that the Ministry of Environment, the environmental officers have done with you. You have done your stool culture. You have gotten that permit. You have been educated. Do what is right. I heard my friend Mignan Rule Shillingford talking about that just this week and last week, and she could not have said it more plain. So we want you to do these things. You know you're going to be making bakes to sell. Do not put nail polish on your fingernails. Do not put acrylic. You know that you have long hair, you have weave, you have whatever it is. Put a net, put a hat, put something, tie up your head. Okay? You Right. You know you need to have running water, or you need to have a good portion of water that you can wash your hands thoroughly. I love to see when you're going to serve me that at least you wash your hands before me. That shows a level of transparency, but even more so, a level of accountability. That you want to be accountable, right? So you are taking responsible behavior, that you are accountable to my wellness. So you prepared that food, but you're saying to me that I am accountable to anything bad that has happened or will happen to you when you consume the meal or the food that I have prepared for you. So let us be conscientious of that. And again, they tell you, we always say in Dominica term, let your eyes boil your peas. I am a neat freak. Anybody that knows me well know how I carry myself. Anybody who have been very close to me and have been to my home know how I operate. So I have that my antennas are always up. So I can go to a place and I can see, okay, the operations look like it's on a certain standard and I can indulge. So again, do your assessment and know when you can walk away. I am very particular. If you're going to sell food to me, you have to sell hygiene to me. I am not going to buy food from you, and when you smile, I'm seeing a lot of tat on your teeth. I'm seeing your nails dirty. I'm seeing look like you've not had a shower in many hours. No, that's not going to happen. So you have the start for me is your own personal hygiene and appearance. If you cannot sell that to me, then there is no way I'm buying food from you. And that's my own rule. Sell hygiene to me, sell it to me in a compelling manner, and I will be impressed to the point that I can say, well, okay, here seems to be someone that I can trust with the integrity of my stomach, so to speak. All right? And no, be keen on your taste buds. If you recognize something when you take that first bite, maybe your mouth just full up of water, we'll say water, but saliva, it just feels like something doesn't connect. Your body is already sending a signal to you. Don't ingest this. Don't ingest this. It's already there. Your tongue feels something, doesn't spit it out. Spit it out. You've made a loss, you've made a loss. It's better you make that loss now than you make a bigger loss at the hospital with a bill and with anguish and pain. All right? I see we have a few callers. Let's take this caller. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Yes, my favorite question. I say I must call because when I'm food, I am very cavalier by food. Now, what you just said, that I have about 15 years. I doing that and it's working out good. From since it does knowledge again, guess what? I love his mix. I have my own with mix. I stitch with my flowers in Sunday, and I have potted meat in my bake. I have my potted meat well mixed, my white cheddar, my yellow cheddar, and my corn beef with my tomatoes. I stick over tomatoes. So that is my thing in my caco. I eat in that because I'm this type of person who will be like 7, 6 o'clock. 8 o'clock, I leave my home, I take one wrong, I come back. Then rest, and then bam, my cook meat done by early season before I go make a Monday, and I full me up by 9:30 I leave Roses. Tuesday I doesn't go till last club till about 7. When I finish, I go by Dawn and Brian Sims at Goodwill, the best caterer in the OECF, and I get what I get in, and that is it. I don't buy no food, and I don't drink alcohol, so rather waste again. All my money is in my pocket. So that's still good morning. Good night.
I like that. Good morning to you. Good morning. I see we have another caller. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Carlton, it's me again.
Yes, ma'am.
I am someone who, during the week, sometimes I go to, I love restaurant, but good restaurant with water and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do. But during the season of like Creole Festival and Carnival, I don't eat nothing in town. Especially the where they sell things. You see the wind blowing the dust.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken is frying. Oh my. I'm not putting myself there.
Mm-hmm.
My friends, I go in and buy something with my friends. She tell me, but how you cover? I say that is me. I don't eat those things during those seasons there.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to eat those things during the seasons, I have to go inside of a restaurant that has water running and everything. Not by the road.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. Your big cover with dust. No. I don't waste my money on those things there. And that is one time I get up early and I cook a little broth at my home because I refuse to eat during those seasons there in town.
Yes,
that is me.
That is it. That is it. I know, and many people, and in no way we are discouraging people from patronizing. That is not the outcome. That is not the objective at all. We want people to. It's a good time to really make money. The crowd is here. The population is up. People don't have the time to cook and so forth. But just let us do it well. We have been known to have one of the best cuisines in the Caribbean, or when we do a smoked broth or a kalaloo, it is. But let us do it safely. That when people leave our shores, whether it's domestic, whether it's whatever it is, that they can say, "Man, I had a good time, but the food was good. It was tasty, but it was safe. I felt there was no accidents, no diarrhea, no vomiting, no upset stomach, nothing like that." And as I say that too, sometimes it's not just the food quality that may cause you to have a bad stomach. If you've not been eating well, so you've been skipping meals, you are more likely to get acid reflux. If you have sensitive stomach, you've been drinking heavy alcohol, 40% alcohol, scotch, whiskey, whatever it is, um, you know, and you're not eating properly, you are more likely to get what we call gastritis. So you are more likely to have an acute inflammation of the stomach that could give diarrhea as well. So it's not all cases are foodborne, that all diarrheas or all stomach problems or symptoms are associated with foodborne illnesses or bacteria or so. But sometimes our carelessness, right, or carelessness can cause us to have gastritis, acid reflux as well, and heartburns. So let us make sure that we eat. Yes, you might want to drink, but make sure that you have solid food in your stomach. If you know you have sensitive stomach, again, you can get certain medications over the counter. Right now, you can get PPIs like omeprazole, Nexium, so forth. These are sold over the counter now. You can get them. You can get your antacids. If you require antacids, they can be purchased without a prescription as well. At least these can help to protect your stomach. I see we have a caller. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Hey, morning, Mr. Carlton.
Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I just like your education. You touch on all these subjects. Very educated for the carnival. You go on traffic and running for the cancer and that's mainly. You're dynamic. Are you getting paid from the states? Are the companies paying you? Some of them, I know you create some of them from your own. I know you work hard with the Cancer Association. Many of those things I know is you that implement them, like the running.
You asking me if I'm paid for
Are you
that?
there with me, sir?
Yes. You asking me if I'm paid for these initiatives?
No, you're dynamic. You're touching on everything, cancer, everything. You know, we have a lot of people coming in with different illness like high blood pressure, sugar, cancer, and they are aware of they know they're sick, but they're looking for a special diet, like a special diet without so many meat, sugar, salt. Are there restaurants, especially? Are there certain people going to set up certain foods for these people?
That's a good question. That's a very good perspective. You know, the diabetics and they want maybe a sugar-free drink. Will these be offered?
That's
Many
what I'm
people are
talking about.
bottling juices now. Are they offering sugar-free juices too? You know, I like that perspective that you bring to the
Because
table.
you have to prepare for all these type of people, you
Sure.
know, because they know they have the illness, but they want to be careful with their eating because you know sometimes you get a little intoxicated and you forget to even have sugar, cancer, and you just, and like you say, you're making it more worse. And you touch on the health part, the toilet, in rules of the environment. Sometimes when you speak like that, people just believe you're against the politicians and the criticism in the country. Look at so many things we put in for the visitors. We're doing so many, but the little things we do paying attention to. As you say, look at the environment of Roseau for toilets. You know, sometime back I give them a suggestion. There are some seats somewhere between court and by gallery, spare parts, that because bed seat. You know, I tell them, look at all these vendor shops they had at the public works they just rotting. They could put those small toilets in those little lanes, put washroom, put a lot of sand pipes around Roseau. Look at the big building they have on the other side of the credit union there. You could use it as a local food shop and a lot of washroom facilities. As you say there,
thank you. Thank you so much. I trying to see if I can get some more calls because but I appreciate that. Yes, you too. And I definitely, I definitely would love to see more portable washrooms throughout the carnival season, particularly Carnival Monday and Tuesday, that we can see portable washrooms being erected throughout all over Roseau, that at least, you know, somebody wants to use, especially our females, somebody wants to use a washroom and they don't have to, be briefing. One of the things I saw that in Barbados that was very impressive, that they do have even water stands that you can get cold water if you don't maybe have money to buy. Once you have your bottle, you can just put your bottle underneath the stand and you can get cold water to drink. And I really like these types of things. So I hope that when they're looking at developing Roseau, that they will implement some of these, as well for us, but particularly the washrooms, the portable toilets and so forth. It will be very good to see a lot more of that in Roseau throughout the holiday season. I see that we have a caller. Let us see. I know somebody's trying to call. Feel free again, 4493095, 4493096, 4493097, 6164257. And of course, you are welcome to call from overseas as well. The number is 305-432-9624. These are the numbers that you can call to make a contribution. So we were talking about food safety. I do hope that we covered quite a bit on food safety, and we will all be each other's keeper as it relates to the type of foods that we consume during the carnival season. I see we have a caller. Let's take this caller. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, Carlton.
Good morning to you, sir.
Look like you're on my favorite subject.
Food safety. Well, you're the expert. Yes.
Yeah, because you see, during carnival time, as you say, people just let down the guard,
Mm-hmm.
and they end up consuming food that is not up to standard.
Mm-hmm.
So the consumers themselves have to be on the guard.
True.
First of all, they have to check it was not selling food for them. Yeah, they need to have their food handler's ID card.
Mm-hmm.
First thing I've got this food handler's, where's the ID card? Because a lot of them just jump in the food business and just decide they want to make money on your risk of your health.
That's
So
true.
The Department of Environment has a program in place where you're supposed to be certified as a food handler. We revolutionized that system in somewhere in the 80s. I came from Jamaica, we revolutionized that food safety because everywhere was handling money and food and touching this and touching that. The concept of the tongue, the long spoon, using cabinet, the hot food. The other thing, hot food must be kept hot.
Yes.
If you have a barbecue and have it there for 3-4 hours cold, that is a food that has to be served hot, not cold. Your cold food, now you have to have your ice bath for putting your salads and the different foods. That is going to be serving a cold food like sandwiches that you have them protected. You understand? So the principle is you keep hot food hot and your cold food you keep them cold.
Well
The
put.
other issue is portable toilets around the tongue.
Yes.
And I can't talk about that. I've been having a problem discussing that with the council over the years. Why do not you install portable toilets right around the town, in all the squares, where you have a sewage system there? You have a sewage system also. So you can erect this portable toilet. And especially for urination, pee. People look to pee. They only pee. They can't get they'll just go anywhere to pee.
True.
I also very amazed that I see the way women are supposed to be in a mood. The way they don't pee anywhere.
It's true.
I mean, we have to get serious. So these 2 points, I will just let you dwell on that.
Thank you.
And I hope they have systems in place for management of this. I see recently they put more the standpipes came back in Roseau so people can wash their hands. There's a lot of critical things, hand washing. And with this flu that you have, you need to have these facilities around where people can get water. But you have some people that are abusing it, they even pay for the standpipe and everything. And all of that is a no-no.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you, caller. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to switch gears a little and we're going to talk a little about property safety because we're trying to really cover all different aspects of safety. So we're talking about property safety now. I see let me see if we have a caller and then afterward. Okay, yes, I see we have someone and then we'll talk about property safety. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning
Mr.
to
Lance, I
you.
love it.
Good
Maybe I
morning.
can to get you.
Yes.
We should have sanitize all over the town. Proper hand washing is very important.
Yes, ma'am.
It's important that the people are selling food wash their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them, they touch the money, they touch the bake, and all these things is not good for our health.
That's
So
true.
proper hand washing and covering of the food are very important.
Very true.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. Good morning. Yes, good morning. I see somebody saying to me, it is important. We don't want the city to be smelling PP. And I feel sorry for the inhabitants, those who live in Roseau, all cool where, sometimes people have to be trying to put barriers around their house because when 2 days after, they can't even open their door to take some breeze. So we have to be thinking of the people who actually reside in Roseau too and have their homes in Roseau and what they have to face when Wednesday comes. Let's take this caller. Good morning to you, caller. Thanks for calling.
Carlton, I don't like to call twice, but I just recognize a voice. Talk to a former health inspector, chief inspector.
Yes.
Why do the people in authority don't give these people certain contract after they retire to do some of those environment work, like water facilities, washing, because they have the experience. I mean, they can employ other people to train them along. It's a serious thing. You don't want to invite people in the city. Every time you step, you're in a dog mess, you're in something. The city is supposed to be washed down overnight, all during the day. Sanitors, workers picking up garbage. I mean, Carlton, I see you doing a marvelous work, but you alone can't do all the work. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So we're switching gears, and we want to focus a little on property safety. Many of us who own our own houses, or we have an apartment, you have your furniture, your apartment is all, you have everything that makes you comfortable. You don't want to get home and all you see is the tiles or the carpet. Everything is gone because you did not make provisions to have your property be safe. So one of the requirements that most people in law enforcement recommend is when you live in your home, particularly if no one is going to be in the house during the carnival season, to leave at least a visible light on. So you don't want to have the house in total darkness. We know that we are in the AI age where you can actually now put on your lights on your phone. You can look at your cameras on your phone. So there are things that we can actually even do at the press of a button. So if you don't have that device, then it is important to leave some light in your house on. Leave a television on, leave a radio on, leave some music playing, something. So at least it gives the idea that there are people in the house. You don't want to have the house totally quiet like a cemetery. You want to make sure that there is some resemblance of activity in the house. So you want to leave the TV on, or you want to leave the radio on, you want to leave one or two lights on. You want to make sure that your doors are locked, all windows are closed. Yes, you might say, well, you want some breeze, but the rain can come and wet down too. So you want to make sure your windows are closed. If you have burglar bars, more power to you. If you don't have, make sure that your windows are closed properly. If you have a dog and your place is fenced, now is a good time to unleash the dog. Let go the dog. Let the dog, be loose. So at least the dog has a latitude in the yard. The dog can run about. It can, if it hears a song that it's not tied, it can actually, make sure that the property is secured. Do not put your keys underneath the mat. I hope people don't do that anymore. The days when people used to put their keys above the door, or put the keys in the flower pot, or put the keys underneath the mat. Nah, those days they are gone. People are smarter than that. And listen, thieves are smarter than we are. They are way smarter than we are. Sometimes they take days and they assess your environment when you're not looking or when you don't even know, and they look at creative ways that they can access your home. So let's try to almost think as a thief for a second and think of, okay, what how can somebody access, how can they enter this window, how can they enter this door, what are some of the means that they might use, and start thinking that way. So you want to make sure that you do that. Ensure that you have a spare key at somebody that's reliable. So you could have a spare key at your mother's home, at another friend's home. So if something were to happen, let's say you lose your key, Lord forbid, you lose your key in the van, you lose your key somewhere, at least you have a spare key at a friend's home that is not so far from you. So you need to have at least a spare key for your vehicle somewhere, someone holding for you. You want to have a spare key of your home somewhere, that at least someone that is reliable, someone that you know you can trust, is holding on to those keys for you. So if so happen that you lose your keys, you have a backup that you can get access to your property. You also want to make sure that you do not leave on the heater. So you might be worried, trying to press on that gin or whatever it is. Don't forget to unplug. Not just put off the switch, but unplug the heater. Make sure that you put off, if you have the regular cylinders, you close it off completely, so you know you don't have no gas seepage. Because sometimes people get so worried that all these little things happen and they forget these things, and it can create bigger problems for you. You don't want to be in the van and hearing your house is on fire, or you don't want to know that you made a bad decision and it cost you. Flooding is another thing, to make sure that if you know you're going to be out for long and the water pressure increases in the evening because less people are using water, and you have a leak or you have something, you want to make sure that you put off the main. When you come back, you can put it back on, but you want to make sure that you take precaution for these things, for flooding, for burglary, against fire, against anything that can be hazardous to you and to your family. Now is not a good time to be leaving the young children home alone. So we're talking about very young children, 5, 6, 7. I've seen a lot of people now offer daycare services during night care services during the carnival time, and where you can drop your children at a night care facility, so that somebody can take care of your children for you while you enjoy yourself. So even that would be a better choice, rather than leaving very young children home unsupervised, that they begin to navigate and might be a little mischievous, that can put your property at risk. So that is something that you too really want to take into consideration, ensuring that your children are safe and sound, because you don't want a predator getting into your house, or you have a young girl, she's home alone, she's on social media with a friend, you don't know who she's talking to, while you're in the band, somebody else is in your home, and you don't want those situations there. So if it means that you have to stay home, or you have to get somebody responsible that you really can trust with your children, do so, and make the necessary plans as the carnival draws closer. We are going to take a short break, and then we will be winding up today's session on carnival health and safety tips. Stay tuned.
Cough, cold, sore throat, getting you down? Get Fitzroy Mentholated Cough and Cold Syrup for the symptomatic relief of cough, colds, catarrh, and sore throats. Fitzroy Cough and Cold instantly relieves and can be taken every 2 hours. It is pleasant tasting and competitively priced. Fitzroy Cough and Cold is manufactured in England. Fitzroy Cough and Cold, the relief you're looking for.
Distributed by Jolly's Pharmacy Limited.
Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes, every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor. And not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way.
I woke up this morning feeling real stink. I had been vicious to call in sick, but I end up in Jolly's Pharmacy. And down King Street, Jolly's fix up my immune system. Got me feeling fit and strong, now I'm ready to work and take on any mission. If you see me walking, Jolly's Pharmacy is number one, Jolly's walking. We cater for everyone, Jolly's walking. Boost up your immune system, Jolly's walking. Yo, Dominic is the boy Father Box. Whenever I'm in town and I'm feeling down, I head to Jolly's Pharmacy. They boost me up real quick. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare. Introducing Jolly's Pharmacy, brand new website, www.jollys.gm. It's your time to jump the line. Shop now at jollys.gm and have your items delivered in the comfort of your office. No more standing in line. No need to use your lunch hour to shop. Hassle-free shopping, safe and secure. Jollys.gm features rush delivery, 1 hour. In-store pickup, regular delivery, 5 p.m. Cut-off time, 4 p.m. It's your time to jump the line. Visit us at www.jollys.gm. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
Who say health cannot have vibes? Well, Jolly's Pharmacy is proving you otherwise. With Health Vibes every Wednesday morning on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Health Vibes, education, information, and a bit of humor. And not forgetting lots of vibes. Hosted by Carlton Lango with co-hosts Jacinta Fagan Defoe and Trudy Kristen. Jolly's Pharmacy is bringing health and vibes together every Wednesday, so be sure to tune in. Health Vibes every Wednesday on Q95 from 10 a.m. to 11:30. Jolly's Pharmacy, leading the way in healthcare.
So we're back with you as we conclude today's episode. It's now 25 minutes. It's just about, 25 minutes after the hour of 11. And again, so let's look at this. You are a productive person. You have a family. You are diabetic. You are hypertensive. You currently do not have any major complications from these diseases. And you love Carnival. And you intend to participate in Carnival. You have been prescribed medications. You have been quite adherent to these medications. Some way, somehow, they have controlled both your high blood pressure and high glucose levels very well. And you're doing well. But the Carnival is here. And you have friends who have traveled from far to be with you and to celebrate Carnival with you. And so they have come down with the whiskey, the vodka, the brandy, the cigar, and you're happy. And you have told yourself that from Friday, I will not be taking medications merely because they will interfere with my Chris to enjoy myself. And so you've not taken no medication from Friday. You didn't take on Saturday. You did not take on Sunday. You did not take on Monday. You did not take on Tuesday. So we're up to 5 days where you've not taken any medication. And so you are enjoying the smoked pig snouts soup. You are enjoying the whiskey on the rock, so with some coconut water. You're having that cigar, and you're feeling good. You're really feeling good. But while you're in the band, you begin to feel unwell. And the very same friends takes you out of the band and puts you somewhere by the sidewalk and begin to fan you because you are unwell. And then they recognize that you seem to be developing some more symptoms that seem to be getting more serious. And the ambulance is called. And you're taken to the hospital, and doctors and nurses are rushing to save your life. I don't want that to be you. I actually made that scenario just now. No papers, no notes, just made it out of my head. I do not want that to be you. So while you celebrate and you jump up and you swing your hands and you chant to your favorite calypso or booyah music or soca music, be responsible. Don't have your children crying prematurely because mommy or daddy, brother or sister, nephew or niece made some selfish choices, bad choices that now has dire consequences. And you're now in the ICU struggling, fighting for your life. And guess what? The entire family, that carnival that they were looking forward to so much, they no longer can enjoy it because you are so unwell that they now have to camp at the hospital with you. So let's not be that particular scenario. Let us make our health our wellness. And let us make our wellness our lifestyle. Let me say that again. Let us make our health our wellness, and let us make our wellness our lifestyle. If we enhance our lifestyles through wise choices, we are more than likely will experience optimal wellness. So as you celebrate Mass Dominic 2025, the real Mass, remember the road is for transportation purposes. You drive like lightning, you will crash like thunder. Right? You eat, quote unquote, like a Shielawi, then you may get sick like a Shielawi. Okay? You were so busy that you didn't take the time to look around that expensive house that you're paying for. And then you end up losing it, or you end up being in a situation that you don't cater for. So remember to safeguard your property. And as I've always said to you, week after week, year after year, your health is indeed your greatest resource. Preserve it. Have a good morning, everybody, and continue to enjoy the vibrant music of Dominica. Continue to enjoy our culture, continue to enjoy our cuisine, our food, and continue to enjoy our many natural sites that we have to offer. So be safe, everyone. Enjoy Carnival. I'm sure that you will see me somewhere around as I will see you. Take care and have a great remainder of the week. Bye-bye. Take care, everybody.